Hi there guys, it's JS Bricks here with a quick review for you guys today, and this is of course a comparison of Crapface and Clayface. Now the former came out in the LEGO Batman movie Clayface set obviously, and the latter came out in the Batcave set. This isn't a look at the sets they're in, just at the figures themselves, and we'll start with the oldest one, but we're going to do it with both on screen. So we'll move you to the back and take a look at him. And as you can straight up see, he's definitely taller when stood upright. Like when you stand him completely upright. So he's got the height. He's also a lot denser compared to this skinny thing. And it's also noting that, yes, the feet are tiny, but it really works. Like even like this, I can get a fair bit of balance from this guy. It's quite interesting. Oh, where's this come from then? Interesting. I'll fix that in a moment. Maybe. Now, an immediate issue I noticed with this figure, and you've just seen, is it does come apart here and there, but that's only here and there, and that's also because it's a bit, I moved it around in a while. You can get him to stand up straight. My favorite thing about this figure is it does, you can get a lot of posing out of him. Give me a second. If you bring the legs forward, there we go. Back. They need to be back. That's how balance works. There. You can get some pretty decent posing out of him. Stands up relatively fine. Okay, maybe he wants to lean forward. To be fair, he is quite top heavy. The way they detailed the clay on this was pretty interesting, with multiple of these 2x2 round pieces piled on top of each other. And a lot of them were moved at angles, which really works. There's very little grey, and where there is grey, you're not going to see it. It's also quite a hefty thing. He's not very light. He also has some intense maneuverability. Some bits it gets jammed, other bits it doesn't. He has stud shooters in his hands. I lost studs, but it's pretty cool. You can even replace one of his hands for a hammer, which, again, I'm doing this off screen, is a pretty interesting and unique idea. This gives Clayface just another way to attack his enemy, and again, it looks cool. It's also worth noting that this figure isn't only in a 40 quid set. I know I was going to talk about this earlier, but I'm going to talk about it now. He was in a 40 quid set as the main attraction. So, I suppose he has to be good. He spins fairly decently. And he is pretty large. Again, getting both Gordons out this time. You can see he's a pretty large boy. He's also got a nice colour scheme with light greys and, not light greys, light tans and dark tans. He also is extremely expressional. You see, this beautiful head design, which I love by the way, has these weird eyes, which personally I've always liked to have this one forward a bit. Looks more clay-like. But if you are to move both eyes like that, and this is intended, you can have sad face, which is quite impressionable and works really well. You can also have weird mustache smiled face like that, whiskers I guess. Maybe it's an evil smile, but it works. It adds a form of expression to the figure. And the way the teeth are in there, even better. And for a build, it was really enjoyable. Everything came together seamlessly, and it all meshes together in this really nice entourage of studs. On the other hand, you have his younger brother. And there's some decent detailing with the stickered pieces on the legs and the head. The coloration is also great. I really do dig it. The build was fairly tedious and really small and took a bit of holding it together because you pull it apart half the time. The articulation is pretty good, but the balance is, because of the mixel joints being generally quite loose and like oily, he falls over a lot. And also is very quick to pop apart, which is unfortunate because with this figure it makes sense the way it's built. This one not so much. He's also lighter, he's not as dense. If you call that a form of expression, then he's expressionable. He's also got no play features. I mean, he can pick up a figure barely. Black Jim, let's have you today. You know, he can barely pick up a figure, kinda. And the grey on him is just really overexposed. Furthermore, to say he came in, and there's no problem, he's meant to be the main antagonist. This part of the figure is annoying. You know, he's meant to be the main antagonist of that, you know, whole set. And yet, he's just nothing. And when you see him stand side by side, the modern one to the right just doesn't have that same structure, that same build, that same, I guess, silhouette. So, in my personal opinions, the left one, if we're on about design, the most sound design, it goes to the old one. We're on about the best design, it goes to the old one. Playability goes to the old one. Easiest to get goes to the old one. It's no competition. This is like getting a guy who had both his legs sawn off and is blind to run a marathon against Mo Farah in a Lamborghini. It's no challenge. It's unfair. It's cruel. And it just shows the extreme difference in these two figures. Other than that, I've been JS Bricks. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at a Ninjago set, and then a custom build of mine, and then something or another. And then we're just going to be talking about the year. Other than that, have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.